If you want to become an AWS Solutions Architect, but you feel stuck on where to start, this video is for you. I was scrolling through Reddit and I came across a question that honestly sounds exactly like what so many people are going through right now. The question was, I'm currently working as a senior financial analyst. I want to switch to AWS, but I hardly have any tech skills. What roadmap should I follow? I've already wasted a lot of time just thinking about what to do and not proceeding with the preparation. And this is not just one person's problem. This is where a lot of beginners get stuck. They want to move into cloud, they know AWS has huge career value, but they do not know what to learn first, whether coding is required or not, which certifications to take, and how to actually start from zero. Now, before we get started, let me quickly show you what we are going to cover in this video. At first, we will understand what an AWS Solutions Architect actually does, because before following any roadmap, you need to know what this role really looks like in the real world. Second, we will talk about whether a non-tech person can actually move into this career, because this is one of the biggest doubts people have. Third, we will discuss whether AWS certifications are really worth it and if they're actually helping in getting into cloud roles. Next, I'll walk you through the complete step-by-step roadmap, starting from the IT basics, then the right AWS certification path, the core services you need to learn, and how to prepare in the right order. And after that, we will talk about projects, portfolio building, and how to start applying for jobs even if you're coming from a beginner background. Finally, I'll show you how to think about the next steps after certifications so you can not just learn AWS but actually turn it into a career. So make sure you stay connected till the end of this video because this video is going to give you very clear direction. But before we get started, let's do a very quick quiz question for you. The question is, which of these is the main job of an AWS Solutions Architect? Your options are designing cloud systems, editing videos, writing blog posts, or managing payroll. Let me know your answers in the comment section below. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first, let's discuss what exactly an AWS Solution Architect do. You can think of it like this. You know how a building architect designs a structure, like deciding where the walls go, how to make it safe, how to use the space efficiently. Now, an AWS Solution Architect does the same thing, but for cloud systems. Here, you design how a company stores the data, how its application run, how it stays secure, how to all of this without wasting money. Now, your job is to answer questions like how do we handle 1 million users at the same time? How do we back up this data safely? How do we cut our cloud bill in half? Now, companies in every industry need this skill. May it be tech, finance, healthcare, e-commerce. AWS alone controls 31% of the entire cloud computing market. Now, that's more than just Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud combined. And the pay reflects that demand. According to the Glassdoor, the average AWS Solution Architect salary in the US is around $176,000 per year, with top earners crossing over $250,000. In India, certified AWS Solution Architect can earn an average of 17.5 LPA, and the experienced architects can go well beyond 35 lakhs per annum. The demand is real and the numbers speak for themselves. Now, let's come to our second question, which is, can a non-tech person really do this? Now, back to the Reddit post which I told you earlier, that person said that he's a senior financial analyst with hardly any tech skills. And they're asking, is this even possible for me? Now, my honest answer is yes. Absolutely yes. But let me be very real with you. AWS Solution Architect is a technical role. That means you will have to learn some technical things here. You can't skip that part, but here's the good news. You don't need a computer science degree for this. You don't need years of coding experience. Thousands of people have made the switch from non-tech backgrounds. What you do need is a right roadmap, consistent study, and patience. Now, that Reddit post said that they already wasted time just by thinking. Now, if we talk about the exams, are the exams tough? Yes, especially if you start from zero. But they are structured in a way that each level builds on the last. So it gets easier as you go. And there are so many free and paid resources today that preparation has never been more accessible. The key thing is stop overthinking and start doing it now. Even 30 minutes of a day of consistent study will get you. Coming to our next topic is that, are certifications even worth it? So before we dive into the roadmap, I want to address one more question, and I see this everywhere. are AWS certifications actually worth it or not? The answer is yes, especially if you are making a career switch. And here's why. If you're coming from a non tech background, you have no projects, no experience, and no portfolio to show employers. A certification is literally proof that you know your stuff. It tells a hiring manager that you have studied, been tested, and passed. Beyond that, certifications help you build structured knowledge of AWS services, stand out in a competitive job market, and qualify for better opportunities faster. And AWS certifications are valid for 3 years, after which you can recertify by retaking the exam or by passing a higher level certification. So, yes, AWS certifications are absolutely worth it, especially if you're trying to switch into cloud and want something credible on your profile. But now, one more question comes, that is, how do you actually prepare for them without feeling lost or overwhelmed? And that is exactly where having a structured learning path can really help you. So, if you want a more guided and more career focused way to learn, then Simplilearn's Cloud Architect Masters program is definitely worth checking out. This is a 4-month live online interactive program which is designed to help you build real cloud architecture skills with learning across AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. For someone focused on AWS, one of the biggest advantages is that it includes official AWS authored self-learning content covering 40 plus in-demand skills and 25 plus services, and the AWS track is aligned to the SAA CO3 exam. It also includes hands-on project capstone learning and job assistance support, which is really valuable when you are trying to move from learning into actual job readiness. So if you do not want to place everything together from random sources and you want a clearer roadmap with guided learning, this is a strong option for you. So what are you waiting for? Hurry up and enroll now and check the link in the description box below. Now with that in mind, let's get into the actual step-by-step roadmap on how to become an AWS solution architect. So here I'll be discussing the full roadmap broken into 6 clear steps. Follow these in order and you will get there. First step is build your IT foundation. And this is where most people skip ahead and then struggle later, so don't do that. So if you're completely new, you need to understand some basic IT concepts first. And don't worry, this is not as scary as it sounds. Here's what to focus on. First is networking basics. What is a DNS? How does the internet actually work? What is an IP address, a subnet, a route? Learn the OSI model at high level. Why does this matter? Because when you're designing cloud systems, you are literally setting up virtual networks. You need to understand what's happening. Next is operating systems. Get comfortable with basic Linux commands. You don't need to be an expert here. Just learn how to navigate folders, create files, and run simple commands. AWS heavily uses Linux. Next is virtualization. Now, understand what a virtual machine is. Think of it as a computer running inside another computer. And this is the foundation of cloud computing. So you might be thinking now where to learn all of these things. Well, YouTube has got free content. Platforms like Simplilearn, here we've got full courses on AWS, operating system, networking basics. So I'll be just attaching the link in the iCard section here, so you can just definitely go and check it out. Moving on to our next step, which is getting the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification. Now, you are ready to dip your toes into the AWS. The first certification you should go for is the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner. This is an entry-level certification and it covers what AWS is, what services it offers, how pricing works, basic security, and the global AWS infrastructure. You don't need deep technical knowledge to pass this. It's designed for beginners. Let's talk about the exam details now. It covers 65 questions for around 90 minutes and the passing score is 700 out of 1000. The cost is around $100. And if we talk about how to prepare for this, well, first you need AWS Skill Builder. You have to understand the AWS basics, free courses directly from Amazon. You can have it from our YouTube channels. You can go to skillbuilder.aws and then you can follow the 4-step exam preparation plan. Know the exam, refresh your knowledge, practice, then access your readiness. Next is practice exams. Do at least 3 to 4 full practice tests before you sit the real exam. Time needed is around 2 to 3 weeks of focused daily. Now, if you already have some IT background, maybe even less, this is very important for you. One more important note, if you come from an IT or STEM background and already know networking basics, you can skip cloud practitioner and you can jump straight to the step 3. But for non-tech people, don't skip this part, it will build your confidence. Let's move on to our third step now, which is mastering the core AWS services. And this is where things get really interesting. You are now going to learn the actual AWS services that solutions architects use every single day. So there are over 200 AWS services, but don't panic. For the associate exam and for most real, you need to deeply understand these core areas. First is compute. This is how you run your applications. The main services are EC2, which is basically a virtual server where you can rent. Next, you've got Lambda, where you code without you managing any servers, and auto scaling, which is automatically added or removed capacity based on your demand. Then you've got storage. So S3 is an object storage. You can think of it like a giant hard drive in the cloud where you store files, images, backup. EBS is a block storage attached to the EC2 instances, and EFS is a shared file system. You've also got databases. Now, RDS is a managed relational database. Think of MySQL or PostgreSQL, but hosted by AWS. DynamoDB is a fast NoSQL database for apps that need speed at scale. Next is networking. Now, VPC is your private network inside AWS. Router 53 will handle the DNS. CloudFront is a content delivery network that makes your website load fast globally. Then you've got security. IAM controls who has access to what. Think of it as the permission system for your entire AWS account. KMS will handle the encryption part, and this is one of the most important topics on the exam. Then you have cost optimization. Now, AWS Cost Explorer and Trusted Advisor will help you monitor and reduce spending. This is a huge part of a solutions architect job. Study each of these services, understand what they do, and this is critical. Use them yourself on the AWS free tier. Create EC2 instances, upload a file to S3, set up a VPC. Now, doing it is 10x more powerful than just reading about it. Let's move on to our fourth step now, which is getting the AWS Solutions Architect Associate certification. Now, this is a big one. The AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate exam code SACO3. This is the industry standard certification that will open doors for you. Now, this exam tests whether you can design systems that are secure, scalable, highly available, and cost-effective on AWS. It's a scenario-based, meaning they don't just ask what is S3, they give you a real business problem and ask you to choose the best AWS solution. Talking about the exam details, well, you've got 65 questions here for around 130 minutes. The passing score is around 720 out of 1000 and the cost is around $150. And how to prepare for this? You have to follow these 4-step plan. First step is know the exam. Read the official exam guide on the AWS website. Understand which topics are covered and how much each topic weighs. Second one is refresh your knowledge. You need to take some structured courses like from Simplilearn or from the AWS. Also read the AWS Well Architected Framework white paper. It's free and it covers the 6 pillars of good cloud architecture: operational excellence, security, reliability, performance, cost optimization, and sustainability. Third one is review and practice. So just go for practice exams. Now, these are very close to the real exam style. Do them timely, review every wrong answer, and understand why it was wrong. Next is access your readiness. Take the official AWS practice exam before booking your real slot. Time needed is around 2 to 3 months with 1 to 2 hours of daily study. For non-tech people starting from scratch, give yourself a full 3 months comfortably. Let's move on to our fifth step now, which is building real projects and your portfolio. So here's the truth that most certification videos won't tell you. A certificate alone won't always get you hired. Companies want to see that you have actually built things. So while you're just studying, start doing projects on the AWS free tier. Here are some ideas that will get you started. Host a static website on S3. This sounds simple, but it will teach you about storage, permissions, static web hosting. Build a serverless API using Lambda API Gateway. This will teach you modern cloud native architecture. You can also set up a 3-tier web application with EC2, a load balancer, and RDS. This is a classic architecture pattern that you will see in every interview. Automate infrastructure using Terraform or AWS CloudFormation. It puts you in DevOps territory and it will make you very attractive to the employers. Document everything, put it on the GitHub, write what you built, and why you made each architecture design and what you have learned. Now, this is your portfolio and it separates you from hundreds of other certified candidates. Let's move on to our sixth step now, which is job hunt and keep learning. You are certified, you have projects, now what? Apply for roles like cloud engineer, junior solutions architect, or cloud support engineer. These are realistic entry points. The most effective job hunting strategy by far is networking. Connect with AWS professionals on LinkedIn, join AWS community groups, attend local cloud meetups. Most companies prefer to hire through referrals, so getting into someone's network before a job opens is incredibly powerful. Also consider starting with an internship or contract role to get the first real-world experience on your resume. That experience then makes the next job much easier to land. And don't stop learning. AWS certifications are valid for 3 years. After your associate, you can go for solutions architect professional for advanced roles or pick a specialty certification like security networking, machine learning, depending on where you want to grow. The cloud industry moves very fast. The people who succeed are the ones who stay curious and they keep building. So I hope now you have a very clear idea, step-by-step roadmap on how to become an AWS solution architect. So guys, with that, we have come to the end of this video. If you like this video, do hit the notification bell and subscribe for more such tech insights by Simplilearn.